This week at Chateau de Rosieres, we're still waiting for our plumber to finish the bathrooms in the coach house before we move in, so we're going to get on with some of the finishing touches in the bedroom. Margot's making amazing floor cushions for the kids, Marc finds a chandelier, and Margot makes a fantastic suggestion for the kids' books.
Everybody, this is Amy from Chateau de Rosieres and Margot, who is currently from Chateau de Rosieres. And hot on the heels of our success at this amazing room transformation, and just before moving in, we're thinking about doing some cute little touches to make it properly homely. And one of Margot's best ideas is transforming the old fireplace that would have been used by the stable hand when this was a coach house into a little nook for the kiddies to have their bookshelf. I think we're going to try to build something. It's going to be not a full bookshelf as you know it, but we've got some ideas. And then we're going to work on seeing if we can do some sort of fabric stuff, like some bean bags or something, aren't we? Or what else? Any other ideas?
Yeah, bean bags. You've got some really cute fabric that we could use.
Yeah.
And I like to sew, so I'm excited.
And I can't. My first house that I ever owned, I built bookshelves with my dad, and they were very simple ones for the entrance hall. We just put 2 bricks and a plank of wood, and then 2 bricks and a plank of wood. And it meant it was infinitely variable. And so we thought we'd do something similar here. But firstly, we don't have bricks around here because we build with stone. And secondly, it's going to be little kiddies, and them having access to sharp, pointy, heavy bricks is not ideal, especially when Clement's in a destructive phase. So I'm going to have a look in the woodshed to see if there are any logs that I could cut to identical heights and put little logs in between the planks. There we go. Right, I need Marc to cut that now. Right, I'm back in the barn of chaos, and there are some nice wide planks, which is ideal for books. So I'm going to 1/2 inch one of those. Three meters. So I worked out it needed to be between 80 and 100. So I can do 3 bookshelves of 1 meter. I need Marc to come home before I can do that. And before, let me go and check out my log. I actually need to measure the books, don't I, really? Okay, I've got a selection of books of the 3 rough heights of their books. Marc is cutting my planks, and I just need to let him know what size to cut the logs. I'm going to need more logs than the one I found. They have a lot of books because obviously they have French and English, and they love reading. 32 centimetres high for the bigger books, and one that's 22 for the others, which with the 55 and then a couple more, that would take us up to about 60 high, and we could then put the small ones on the top with bookends.
Amy commissioned me to make some shelves to put in the fireplace of the coach house. I had an idea because we cut recently a big acacia that had quite a nice heavy trunk, and I thought I could use some of these logs as a feature to make the sides of the shelf. So I have two big logs. My idea was to cut some slots at regular heights, just to lay some planks flat in between. So I might struggle a little bit to adjust that because I don't really have the proper equipment. I cut the logs using a chainsaw, but they're not perfectly vertical, but I think it's as good as it will get. So now I need to cut the slots, and the important thing is to make sure that they're at the same height. Right. This video is not sponsored by Orangina, it's just a cool plate I found in a brocante. The wood is still fresh, so it's really heavy. So Amy told me she wanted to be able to clean underneath, so I want the first shelf not too close to the ground. Then she wanted the first shelf to be over 32 centimeters. And the last shelf should be about 20 centimeters. Okay, now I'm going to chisel the slots out. Hello you. So that's all chiseled out. I hope it fits. So we'll know when we assemble it. They're a lot heavier than they look.
Really cool.
So let's see if my planks fit. This one might need a bit of adjusting. Oh no, it's fine. This one fits. So it's quite adjusted, so they won't, they shouldn't fall, hopefully. Hope Amy is happy with this, because I'm not sure I can take it out of the fireplace. Some time ago, Amy and I bought this chandelier from a brocante nearby. It's a really pretty Art Nouveau chandelier. It comes with an opaline globe over it. And what's nice about it is that it's really tall, but and quite narrow, but with a lot of light. So we think it will fit really well in the new bedroom of the coach house. So that's where I'm going to try to install it. It's been stored in the attic for a while, so it's quite dusty. So I'll need to give it a good cleanup. That's a bit better. This bulb will go here. I need 6 bulbs for the outside lamps. What's interesting about this chandelier is that it's a very early Art Nouveau one. It's very early because it's pre-electricity. It wasn't meant to be mounted with light bulbs. And I know that because there's a mechanism with the pulleys here that's meant to lower it. So there would have been candles originally, and the system of pulleys with one bit on the ceiling and one bit, well, this bit here, that was meant to be able to lower the chandelier so you could change the candles. And also, this is the opaline dome that goes over here. I'll put it at the last minute. But this has a vent at the top so that it wouldn't get black because of the smoke of the candles. So it's probably, I'd say, around 1880 or something like that. I have my little step ladder to reach the top of the room. So I need to take this down, cut the electric pipe, and prepare the connections for the chandelier. So I need to cut the pipe without cutting the wires inside. Here we go. Before I install the chandelier, I'll put a bit of sleeve to hide the colors of the cables. So they will all be inside the same color. So it will look like there's only one cable coming out of the ceiling. Sorry, little spider. In French, there's an expression saying that when you avoir une araignée au plafond, means literally to have a spider on your ceiling, means to be a bit crazy. So I have a lot of spiders on my ceiling. Okay. So the problem is I'm not sure exactly what I have behind the ceiling because stupidly when we redid the ceiling, we forgot to put the hook straight away. And I suspect I have some plasterboard railings, but I'm not quite sure. What's certain is that there is a big wooden beam behind it, but I don't know for sure what's before that. Also, I need to drill on the left-hand side because the electric pipe is coming from this direction. So as long as I drill on that side, I'm safe. Yeah, there is some railing here. So the hook is screwed into a metal rail from the plasterboard, so it should be safe to handle a good load. And actually the chandelier isn't really heavy in itself. What are you doing here, Nuti, anymore? Okay, good to go. So far, so good. Okay, now I'm going to put the globe. Let's see if my wiring's okay. Going to trip the electricity. Let's try it. Wow, that's bright. I think the chandelier could do with being a bit lower. So I have a piece of chain that I'm going to put between the ceiling and the chandelier. That looks a bit neater. So now I put the globe and the electricity back on. Also, I changed the light bulb in the middle because I realized it's you actually saw it a lot from below. So I've put a slightly nicer one, and also it doesn't need to be as bright as it was. So this one's a lot better. That's a lot better.
So I've been working on the pattern for the beanbag cushions, and it's gone through a lot of trial and error so far, and I wanted to share my process. My original idea had been a circular cushion, but I've since transformed that into a square with tall sides. And I'm going to do an inner cushion, which is going to be just out of white linen, and that's what I'm going to stuff our material into. We're using some buckwheat husks for our beanbag, which Amy has used before and really likes. And it looks like it's going to be a good material, really easy to squish around for the kids. So that'll be the interior of the cushion. And so I'm just finalizing the pattern. I think I'm going to end up doing sort of an oblong square. So it's going to be 5 inches at the front and then maybe 6 or 7 at the back. So it'll more easily squish and conform to their backs. And then outside of that, I'm going to make a removable cushion. And I got the idea from pillowcases actually, which usually have an extra little flap that you can tuck the pillow into and cover it. And so I'm going to be using these 2 really fun fabrics that Amy found. They've got all sorts of birds and plants on them, and I thought they'd be really fun in the coach house. So we're going to use those, and that'll be our removable cushion cover that we can then wash when it inevitably gets dirty. And before I did this big mock-up, I actually did a couple really tiny ones, just because I didn't want to waste fabric. So I made some itty-bitty little cushion mock-ups to try and get the idea for the design right. And then I transferred it to paper, and this piece of paper, this poor pattern, has so many different markings on it, and I'm still going to alter it some more. It just keeps getting bigger and bigger, but it's going to be really comfortable in the end, I think. I finished my Frankenstein pattern. It's got a million different scribbles on it, but I can decipher them, so that's what's important. And I'm going to start by cutting out the white linen, which is going to be the base of the cushion. Sew that together, stuff it with the husks, and then I'll move on to the main fabric. So in the end, I decided to make one side of the cushion 8 inches high, and one side's going to be 4 inches high. And it's going to be around 9 or 20 inches square when it's done. So I'm going to do some pattern matching because this beautiful bird design has a sort of a nice center. So I want to, I think, put this little birdie here in the center. I'm using a friction pen, so it erases with heat, like magic. This is Amy's mom's sewing machine that I think it's from the 70s, and she gave it to Amy not too long ago, so I've been using it, and it's a really nice machine to sew on. And I'm sewing at a 1/2 inch seam allowance. Cool. We have an empty sack. Ah. Wow. Look at that. No mess at all. Got every last little husk in there. No mess. So I just finished hemming the 2 back pieces, which are creating my overlap, and that's how I'll get the outer cover on and off. So I'm going to assemble the front and back together now. And I feel like I should mention this patch here is because I accidentally sliced through my fabric when I was trying to cut something else. But I fixed it, it's fine. I love going fast. All right, not bad. Let's cut the corners. Fraying, that's the word. You cut the corners with pinking shears to prevent fraying. Could not find that word. All right. Turn it inside out. Grand reveal. Ooh, ah. And our little center parrot. Okay, and we can stuff it into our sack now. Ooh.
Let's show me your cushions, babies. Wow, look at this. Wow. I think I'm going to need one of these cushions myself, if you don't mind.
I think Marc needs a cushion. Well, actually,
Yes.
he doesn't like sitting on the floor, unlike me and the kids.
Yeah, it's a
But
bit
I
too low.
think Margot's done an amazing job, and Marc has done an amazing job. It's totally different to what I'd envisaged, and it's absolutely wonderful. Thank you, my Cherie.
You're welcome.
Did you enjoy making it?
Not really.
Silly Papa. The kids left, and then I suddenly realised I hadn't shown you on film how much I like this chandelier, because I really, really do. And I think Marc made an amazing choice with the long chain. I love the shadows on the ceiling. I love the way it fills the centre of the space in the room, and I love the light it gives. Thank you, Marc and Margot, for all the amazing work you've done this week.
Please don't forget to like this video if you enjoy it and subscribe to our channel so you never miss out on our future videos.